organizational leadership. But I want us to go a bit deeper before I touch on technology, as you guys mentioned. Within a typical organization, across board, what are some of the challenges that are currently being experienced by leaders?
By leaders, all right.
In their effort at promoting productivity and development of the organizations.
All right. From where I sit, taking a very quick map of organizations that we know without mentioning name, one, the fact is that turbulence is a part of human nature. And make no mistake about that. It is the intensity of the nature of the turbulence which will decide what a leader does. But what a leader will do in an organization also depends on, and I submit this, on pre-turbulent readiness. Are you ready? How do you your daily scenarios and all that? Now, so coming home to Ghana, too many organizations have tried to navigate around that. But although we don't have hardcore statistics to show that, but they are still grappling with all these difficulties around high inflation. Remember that part of the turbulence is that Ghana shot up to about 54% with our inflation. So lots of corporations in Ghana today are dealing with high cost of doing business. Not two ways about that. That means so much, so bottom line is that some, staff would have to now come, a group of staff, non-essential staff may have to come tomorrow. Another set of people may have to come the next day, switch it, little things as putting on off the light when nobody is in the office and matters around that. And also from the pandemic standpoint, there are too many organizations today in Ghana that are still encouraging their workforce to even wear the nose mask as of now, although Ghana is in a green alert, which means that COVID is no more in Ghana. Corporations are still really making sure that they close all their gaps. So for me, and others are also employing technology very, very, very well. AI, artificial intelligence, which will go there. It's also in the offing and from where I sit, last one, then I give my brother the opportunity, is that the compliance on sustainability and environmental, social, and governance matters are actually hanging on the clock there. And watch that space that is going to actually feed into the turbulence, because like it or not, that's where we are going.
So, Dr. Patrick, some specific challenges.
All right. So, thank you, Doc. See, one thing that when you study leadership and you look at trends, I mean, if you listen to, speeches, of course, some of us, we didn't meet Kwame Nkrumah. If you listen to speech of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, if you listen to Obama, if you listen to any of the leaders that we know of in the world, they will tell you specifically that they are not oblivious of the challenges that is ahead. In fact, all of them, they spend time to understand their situation. So be it economic, be it industry, wherever you find yourself. So leaders are actually spending time to understand where they find themselves.
More time.
More time. In fact, if you're a leader, maybe you should be the first person to enter the workplace and the last person to leave. Sometimes we send mails to our CEOs and they respond to the mail sometimes 12 midnight. And you wonder whether they don't sleep or not, or what. But the honest truth is that leaders are now realizing that everything starts with them and then it ends with them. So they actually have spent time, or they are spending time more time, as you said, more time to understand their situation. I mean, specifically, if you go to the workplace environment, we'll tell you, like he said, we'll tell you that when you close, make sure you put the light off. Make sure that if your PC is not in use, switch it off. You remember some time ago in the workplace, we used to have centralized ACs. Now we say, no, what that was doing was that whether there are 10 people in the room or one person in the room, the AC is being utilized. So now what we are saying is that, you know what, you are sitting here, let's get some split here for you. If you are also sitting there, you are going, put it off. Now leaders are spending, in fact, they are paying attention to the detail. As it stands, you know, those days we used to say that management don't have time for the fine details, but now management have time. Like you said, compliance is there, internal audit is there, external audit will come. We have institutionalized all these departments just to make sure that we get to the finance detail, so that at the end of the day, we will not miss anything. Because the honest truth is that wherever you find yourself, I mean, if you are even in the banking and finance space and you have to make a mistake, the money is gone. How are you going to recover that? So leadership is now spending time to manage risk. Okay. So risk management is actually on the top of the radar. Now we are even looking at our strategies that we are implementing in the organization, how sustainable that strategy is. You're always serving customers. But what if we wake up one day and we are not able to serve customers? I mean, you said we shouldn't touch on technology yet.
We will come to that. At this point, I will acknowledge that indeed technology has a key role to play. So in the face of all these challenges, Mark mentioned Bani, Tuna, you mentioned uncertainties and all that. They all feed into the technology. Technology comes handy when it comes to dealing with some of these things. That's the general view. We will, at this point, because I want today our viewers to participate more, because this is the first time we are featuring 2 guests. We want the viewers to participate more. So we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll open the phone line straight away. Then we'll continue the conversation. So let's take a breather and we shall be right back.
Are you looking for an excellent professional risk management and training solutions provider? Look no further. Your ultimate solution provider is here at V5 Solutions Limited. We support you with our professional skills in building capacity of your teams and managing all your operational risks. Our bespoke solutions include private and corporate security risk management and training, fraud investigation, occupational safety and health management and training, project monitoring, evaluation and research, supply of private security, logistics equipment. Our solutions are professionally delivered with in-depth focus on people, processes and procedures, the environment and ultra-modern technology. Contact us now on 0303 957136 and 053 5176 or send us an email at info@v5solutionslimited.com for a partnership that strengthens your company for an excellent sustainable productivity and profitability. Visit our website at www.v5solutionslimited.com for more details. V5 Solutions Limited, your ultimate professional risk management and training hub.
Welcome back. This is Leadership 360, live on Metro TV, DSTV channel 277. We are discussing the topic leadership in turbulent times. Our phone line for you to join us in this conversation with these 2 wonderful gentlemen remains 0531 982298. 0531 982298. If you are out of the shores of Ghana, just add +233 and you get through to us. You can equally send a WhatsApp and we shall read it on the program. So before our breather, gentlemen, where you guys gave us an insight into the nature of the turbulence we find ourselves in, the challenges they are in, and then how technology is part of the challenge and at the same time a solution to the challenge. At this point, I want to fuse the two and ask you, what best leadership approach can be used under the circumstance in addressing the continuous challenge that we are finding from economic perspective, political, sociological perspective, within the organization, within the national leadership discourse, all that? I will want to start with you, Mark.
Thank you. I think once we are into leadership approach, then we are also in a very broad environment, because there are no yes and no answers, as the V.U.C.A, Bani, and Tuna concepts actually explain. Leadership approaches vary from across too many arenas. But what is important for purposes of this conversation is that when you are a leader, we have what we call leadership maturity, okay? Leadership by composure. And I watched your last episode where you talk about the behavioral traits of leadership, where some are sanguine and others are name it and all that. That kind of conversation is not just for the fun of it. It is to help you appreciate that as a leader, what we call emotional intelligence is very, very key. And it's even gone beyond emotional intelligence. There is what we call the adversity quotient. So when you blend the emotional quotient and the adversity quotient, and understanding that the very world you operate in is very turbulent and it's on an ongoing basis, there are too many rapid events that are coming in, then would require you as a leader to master the emotional capacity you build over time through the adversity. The adversities coming from all these environmental variables buffeting you as a leader to be calm. And in the military generals will tell you when there's war and there's chaos and all that, you don't panic at all. You stay very calm and then learn how to navigate around the storm. So summarizing my long thesis is that leadership in such turbulent times, the best approach that will help you steer off and also survive is that composure, leadership under calmness, and also exhibiting very high emotional quotient and also adversity quotient.
Great.
Be able to bring teams together. Yeah.
But let me put you also, just to clear for the benefits of the viewers and myself, how do you mean by adversity quotient?
Well, what we mean, in fact, the very authors who did a lot of research into adversity quotient is that, number one, is that whether you like it or not, adversity in the form of turbulence would bedevil you as a leader. And when you gave me the opportunity from the onset, I took turbulence all the way from the individual level, organizational level to the international level. And I established as a fact that turbulence is a way of life, it's part of life. As we say in strategy, that change is constant. Can you imagine such an oxymoron that change is constant? So as a leader, you would not necessarily or naturally go through lots of different phases of turbulence. In the process, you get maturity out of that. And you are that sort of maturity helps you navigate around unknown and emerging complexities. That's right.
That's clear
That's right.
to everybody.
Thank
that
you.
adversities are part and parcel of our lives, and as individuals and leaders, we need to appreciate that these things will come. And when they do come, we need to understand that our composure is key to surmounting or surviving within.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Doc.
So, Dr. Patrick, I would definitely come back to technology, but leadership, what is the best approach under the circumstance?
All right. Thank you very much, Doc. I think that it's just simple. I mean, taking a cue from what he said. Doc, you have known me for some time, and I have always been a proponent of situational leadership. I mean, tough times calls for tough leadership. I mean, it's not business as usual. When you wake up and COVID-19 is around, it's no longer business as usual. Or you wake up
How
and
do
then...
you mean by tough leadership?
So, I mean, like I said, I'm trying to break it down. Okay. So, I'm actually proposing a situational leadership. And what do I mean by that? Like you said, the situation that you find yourself in will call for the kind of leadership style that you need to demonstrate. Now, for instance, if there's a fire outbreak in an environment, you don't go practicing democracy and say, please, I beg you, can you step out? So it tells you that the situation calls for a specific kind of leadership that will help solve the situation. And so in tough times, if you want to be looking at applying situational leadership, then what we can say is that you need to be agile. You need to be adaptable to the situation. Really look at your strategy, how you can adapt your strategy to fit the situation. If it means that this show, the person leading, it says that, I mean, you have even done well. We've brought in people. Either you were doing it alone. I don't know whether it's out of situation or something. But just by the way. But the point is that whatever you find yourself doing or whatever challenge that you have on hand will call for a specific kind of leadership style that will help you to navigate the turbulence. Mm-hmm. And so in line with that, you need to be clear in your vision. You need to communicate the vision well. Because we are all stressed out. We don't even know what to expect. Uncertainty. Now we come and we don't even know the next action to take. Mm-hmm. And so you need to be clear as far as the vision is concerned. Now, apart from being clear with the vision, you also have to make sure that your communication, the timing, mm-hmm. it's also very important. Mm-hmm. If you need to talk to me to do something and you delay so much, I mean, I'm sure in military, I'm sure you would have been already gone down already. So what we are saying is that the tough times will call for a situational leadership that will help us to navigate the challenge situation and achieve the same results. So the vision must be clear. Mm-hmm. You have to be agile. You have to also be strategic, mm-hmm. such that you have to look at the whole thing and then come out with a strategy that will help you to move on. And so basically these are the three main things. Of course, there are others where you come and even in times of difficult situations, you have to even motivate your team. Okay. You walk in as a leader and everybody expects to hear something from you. They are all suffering the same fate you are suffering, mm-hmm. but they expect you to be resilient. Mm-hmm. It's not a leader you come and you are panicking. Mm-hmm. I mean, what is wrong with our leader? Mm-hmm. We come and then you have to be tough, mm-hmm. because you are leading, we are seeing you, you are not seeing us. And I'm not sure any team, any organization or any country or economy will want to put a frail leader or a afraid man leader or woman in place. So people are looking at you and you just have to be that tough, resilient, and be decisive in decision making. That is not the time to make mistakes. Okay. So there's this jargon in the banking and finance and of course in so many industries that says that you must get it right the first time and every time. And so in turbulent situations, it's not try and error. You need to be sure because you don't know what to expect. You need to be very precise and concise as far as the situation is concerned. That is where you can get your team to rally behind you. After all, what is leadership? It's about influencing people and it's about getting the results achieved. I mean, like you said, Tuna, V.U.C.A, and all that. It's about achieving the results. Anyway. Without it, we can do all that we do. Without the results, forget it. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. So agility, adaptability, good communication, timely communication, and focus on strategy and timeliness are key to effective leadership within the period per your submission. Okay. That's a great one. Now, I will come back to the two of you again with regards to technology. Now, within the space, now we have so much technology. You mentioned AI, artificial intelligence. It's now the order of the day, whereby a lot of leaders are resorting to that. Now, coupled or attached to technology is agriculture, where leaders believe that nationally or at the national level, one of the keys to better development or improved development under the circumstances is to utilize technology through artificial intelligence to promote agriculture. I'm going to bring that question. In your view, or from your perspective, what are some of the key areas that this technology can be harnessed to improve both organizational performance and, as I said, at the national level, the agri sector specifically?
Thank you, Doug. And I think this is more suited to me because as a coconut farmer, my farm is remote and far off from the Suhum Kumasi Road.
Okay, before you continue, let me quickly repeat the phone lines for our viewers. It's 0531 982298. 0531 982298. You can just add +233 if you are outside the shores of Ghana. So let's continue.
So I was making a joke, but that's core to my submission.
All right.
The issues which affect the agriculture economy are many. Okay, from input to output to harvest, hybrid good yielding seed, and also evacuation of produce to urban centers where they are needed most and all that. It's a whole complication. Now, so begin to imagine a society or a country like Ghana where infrastructure is so low and people have farms that they cannot access by vehicles or so on, and then you got either a robot or an AI custom made to actually help the poor people to irrigate their farm or to help them clear their farm or to actually also have some solar light that would allow people even to work sometime. So technology in the agriculture sector, it would be so transformational. In the Kenyan economy, which is so pervasive, in Kenya, we know for a fact that the use of mobile technology has transformed the Kenyan agricultural export market beyond belief. And Kenya is known as the dominant showcase for agriculture and technology combination. That is the type of influence we require, technological progress to actually impact on our agriculture, so that as a country that does relied extensively on agriculture for everything, if you inject a little sense of artificial intelligence or some robotics into our agriculture and add that on to climate-friendly energy solutions, we will be going a very long way. I know for a fact.
All right. Dr. Patrick.
Yes, thank you, Doc.
Maybe you can look at it from the organizational point of view, technology at the workplace.
Yes,
how leaders can utilize that to achieve productivity.
All right, thank you. Now, Doc, I think that technology and businesses, I will call them Siamese twins. You can't do without it. Right. In fact, whether we like it or not, technology has come to stay. And so the traditional way of doing things are no longer working. People are calling for different ways of doing things. I wanted to pick it from the agri sector, but since you have limited me to the organization.
Because we are almost done. Okay. The time is already
that's
gone.
okay. That's okay. So what is happening is that we need investment as far as technology is concerned in the industry. It calls for lots of investment, and then it calls for lots of education as far as technology is concerned. Now, one challenge is that sometimes we are so fascinated about investing in technology, we buy the technology and it becomes a white elephant. Because sometimes even the know-how, we don't even have it. And so, it's a big thing.
So an investment in technology is key.
Very key.
For leaders. Leaders must consider a great investment in technology to surmount the challenges.
That's right.
On that note, we have an honor code on this program. Let's quickly take a look at our honor code, and when we are back, we'll wrap up the program.
I'm a proud and firm African. I will take a stand. I will lead and be the change. Come and take my hand. For the safety, honor, and welfare of my country and company come first. Always and every time. The honor, welfare, and comfort of the people I lead come next. My own ease, comfort, and safety come last. Always and every time.
Welcome back. Leadership in turbulent times is what we have discussed over the period. To wrap up the program, in just 2 seconds,
Yeah.
What's your final word, Mark?
My final words. Training, self-training as leaders must understand what is going on and also invest in our people. Thank you.
Thank you, too.
Yes, so I will say that leaders must stay informed, and apart from being informed, we need to be adaptable and then also rethink as far as our strategies are concerned. That is the only way we can achieve the target.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been amazing having you on the program. Let me also use the opportunity to thank the Leadership 360 team, especially my producer, Bilikis Giwa, for continuously delivering week after week that resulted in even the recognition for 2023 among 100 most inspiring change makers. This program is meant for you and I to critically look at ourselves as leaders or aspiring leaders so as to learn, unlearn, and relearn to accelerate the development of our leadership skills for the betterment of our society. It's been an amazing time having you around. Next week, we shall continue the conversation. It is my hope and wish that as we continue week in, week out, we all make the difference in our small corners wherever we find ourselves. Nice having you around. Let's have a beautiful weekend ahead. Bye.